It's Week 15 of the NFL. And coming up, it's the Commanders' leader at quarterback. After his last game, now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Commanders and the Bears under the lights on Monday night.
The sun has gone down and the mercury going down as well. To be expected, I guess, here on an autumn night just outside of D.C. at FedEx Field. Tonight, we put a bow on Week 15 with a good Monday night matchup between the Chicago Bears and the Washington Commanders. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. And CD, you look at Washington coming into play here. Their run game has proven superior so far this season, but that could change this week because now they face the best defensive front in the NFL. It won't be easy for them, Charles, to let that ground game do the heavy lifting like they usually do.
I think you're right about that, and I'll guarantee they have a backup plan in place. I also don't think they want to shy away from what they do best, which is running the football. Maybe their style changes a little bit. Maybe the blocking scheme's different, but they're definitely going to test them in the run game before they abandon it.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
And not only does he have all the skills that you're looking for as a quarterback, he's incredibly tough and plays the game fearlessly as both a runner and a passer. You provide a good running game around him and let him throw deep.
Play action. It's Fields. Gets this one to Morris. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 18 carries, 89 yards, and a touchdown.
And he has 12 touchdowns on the ground this season, so you know he's a big part of their offense. They count on it, not only to score the touchdowns, but now they can play action, fake it to him, throw it out to the wide receivers, get it to other players who can also produce.
And he's going to be stopped close to the first down marker at Washington's 12-yard line. It's 41. Give him 8 yards. There's still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be third down and about the length of the football. Could be four-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on third. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the third down conversion.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And a short gain down to about the 33. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They moved it well, but here's 3rd down. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want their body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping one uppercut will take care of the end.
Right. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football, but at the same time you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. Now a first carry here for Robinson. And he's up past the 10 to about the 12.
Holding offense.
You better do something.
So they'll walk him back half the distance. Looking to throw. Bush fighting Hilton on the slant. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. They were looking for a little spark and some breathing room. They got it right there, a gain of 14 and a first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
First carry of the game for Brian Robinson. And he's tackled at the 38, but they doubled their yardage. The play started at the 19, and they gained 19. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot, but what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Back to Robinson now on first down. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. I check in on the numbers last week for Robinson. He was creeping up toward 200 yards. Thought he was going to get there. Didn't quite make it, but also 2 rushing touchdowns.
And even if he only got about half those numbers this week, his team would take it in a heartbeat, wouldn't they? Because last week, he was spectacular.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 49 yards rushing so far, and this is just their first possession. They've got a new set of downs here. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation we were talking about with one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly, it's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Left side to Lamb. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 17-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field, all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
He's down inside the 10 to the 8, and it comes on a gain of 8. Back to the ground with Robinson. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
Robinson will score. Touchdown, Commanders. So important in this league to capitalize on the other team's mistakes. So here they force the turnover on the opening drive, then come right down and score.
And I would add that it's important to capitalize on other teams' mistakes early. That way, you build confidence for yourself and your team. You start playing a little more freely. And you let the other guys know we're prepared to play.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
From the 30 on second down, Fields 2 yards on the pickup there. And that sets up 3rd and 2. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. Well, he's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
And if you like defensive football, focus on the defensive end on this play. He does everything exactly right. Reads the play and makes sure he spills it for a small gain.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Taking it about the 16. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out comes the Washington offense as we get a look at the playoff race in the NFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that number 1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, it's team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that number 1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through. I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a 1st down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun, Bush. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Lamb. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 40. That one good for 16 as the drive continues.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 right at the 40. Robinson on a give right side. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. To throw on 3rd down. Bush. Man open is Robinson. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 13-yard line. That one good for 24 yards.
Well, that's a big let off there on 3rd down because you've got to account for the running back coming out of the backfield. They didn't, and they got burned, not just for a first down, but for big yardage as well.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Nick Bosa in there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint as that is sack number 100 in what has certainly been a terrific career to this point. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Operating from the gun. Bush. Able to hit his target, Lamb. Wow, incredible.
Miss.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards.
We always talk about how teams are so competitively matched and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. So on 4th down, Ron Rivera sends out the field goal unit. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3. And I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. To throw is Fields. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. And here's a handoff out of the gun. He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. The Bears Commanders with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Fields. Toward the sideline. He will have the first down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet in bounds. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd learned to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Fields. And he fires one that's intercepted. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Brian Robinson Jr. making his way back onto the field. He's toppled the century mark already receiving the football, closing in on that on the ground, too. They've really had trouble handling him.
I think from what we've seen in this game, his success through the air has started to open things up for him on the ground, because now he's loosened up the defense, right? They've got to play just about every snap as if another receiver can get downfield on them, and he's been that receiver. Now they bring him back to the backfield. I think his yardage running the ball will increase as this one goes on.
Well, they might need to devote some extra attention to him, something just to stop the momentum he has. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down. Robinson, he'll try the left side. He's got it to the 43 here. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Bush. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. This offense, Charles, we've talked about how well they played all season, sitting now at 13-0 and the finish line for a perfect regular season. That's in sight. Some in the media this week were pointing back to the 07 Patriots. Of course, remember, they finished the regular season unbeaten, but they were tested multiple times in that final month plus.
Yeah, with something like 4 of the last 6 wins were one-possession games, and they played like a team that was trying to protect something instead of chasing something. And that's what happens when you have an undefeated record. So it behooves you as a team, get a couple blowouts in there so you get a chance to relax and breathe. But that's much easier said than done.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Again, it's Robinson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Bush. He finds his man. Complete. It's Lamb. Down inside the 10. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
Yeah, and this defense has had its share of problems getting guys to the ground. And here's another example. They never should have allowed this play to gain as many yards as it did, but poor tackling early in the play led to big yardage after the fact.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Robinson again. And he will take it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Brian Robinson Jr. drawing closer to Jerry Rice with career touchdown number 206. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. So we have a tie now atop the all-time single-season rushing touchdown list. LaDainian Tomlinson, you've just been joined by this man.
And they share similar traits in running the football. Excellent vision, cutting ability, determination, will. They understand where the end zone is and will not be deterred.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes our score 17-0. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
The Chicago offense set to get started. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Now a dump off here complete. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that will bring up 3rd and 1. Out of the gun, Fields.
Throwing right, and that's complete.
And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Fields throwing again.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Back to the air, Fields on 2nd down.
And he comes back with one complete.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Back to throw, Fields.
And incomplete on the deep ball. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20.
Set to go again. Here's Brian Robinson, the Commander offense.
He's in his own 2nd quarter, already closing in on a 100-yard game.
And that's the magic number for a running back. Anytime you get to that triple digits, that's all you're looking for. But he's got a chance to really exceed that in this one.
Yeah, he does. That's been the gold standard for a long time, hasn't it, that 100-yard mark?
It really has, and that never has to shift because it's in a game. It's a 1,000-yard mark. I'm wondering, since we've gone from 12 to 14 to 16 games, maybe we need to up that a little.
He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. And the catch made by Hilton.
And he's going to have a Commander's first down. He needed 5. He got it barely, as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards.
I don't care how many times we say it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass trait in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Operating from the gun, Bush, complete to Hilton. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington first down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Back to throw. Bush. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. 3rd and 7 now.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, Bush.
And that will be incomplete. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. A last series form, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Fields. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. Hands it off out of the gun. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
3 scores down, not even at halftime yet. They're not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Here comes the Bears punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10
at their own 42. They start on the ground with Robinson here.
And he's across the 45. It'll be 2nd down.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. Operating from the gun. Bush wide open is Watkins. He's got him. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Bush.
Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Again, he'll drop to throw. And this is incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw again. That is caught at the 7. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Everything's going right here in this first half, and they've got a good lead, and part of that can be attributed to their success on 3rd downs. This is another conversion here, and they can look to really open things up now with this 1st and goal.
Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Commanders continue to pull away here in this first half.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, So they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Now the try here for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told.
And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Bears going to take over now late in this first half. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. Fields on first down.
He finds his man, complete. That's Morris. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. To throw again on second down. Fields throwing for his running back, and he's got him, complete. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
38-yard line, 2nd and 9. To the air again, Fields.
Being chased out left.
Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time.
And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Washington going to go on offense one last time in this first half. And they'll start with a short field following that turnover as they look for points here before the break.
Throwing to start the drive. Bush. He finds his man, complete. That's Lamb.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Holding. Offense.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Looking to throw. Bush. And this one is incomplete. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Operating from the gun. Bush.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte, where it was the Panthers who were able to come away with the home victory. James Robinson, a touchdown run in the victory. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Tampa Bay Bucks. Kyler Murray leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get out to Southern Nevada and see what's happening with the Raiders at home in Las Vegas. And they were losers in that game as they fall to the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Bears. And they didn't get a whole lot accomplished through the air in those first 2 quarters of play. They'll need to up their game if they want to rally all the way back.
Meanwhile, for Washington, they were even better throwing the football. Lots of open receivers to choose from, and you can bet that'll continue to be a focus in the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. As the Commanders make their way out on offense, let's take a peek at the playoff picture in the NFC. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they scored here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
Now here's a throw that's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now 2 yards to go on third down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Robinson will try to pick it up.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
Holding offense.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for third down. Back to throw. Bush. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to bring up a fourth down.
Washington going to send out their punter
as he'll kick it away for the second time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Bears take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
On first down, they'll run it on the draw play. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind a line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Now a throw here, hauled in.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. And they'll run the option on third and short yardage.
And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
On second and 10, Fields.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. A shotgun snap, Fields.
Going right side here, and that's complete.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 20-yard line. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there.
Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6. They'll go option to the short side. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. On 2nd and goal, here's an option play left. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. Another shot to at least get on the board here. This is 3rd and goal. Fields now to throw. Forced out to it, and he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. The sack by the linebacker, Jamin Davis.
And that's the kind of stand all defenses are seeking. 3rd and goal, backs against the wall, and they get a monster sack, and now they're going to force him into a field goal. For them, that's a win.
Out on 4th down comes Eddie Pinheiro. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And that will cut the lead down to 3 scores at 24. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. That's out wide here for Robinson. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Now we got whistles before the snap. Looked like one of the Commanders jumped.
All start.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Well, that's a tough, costly penalty because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start. Looking to throw. Bush. Open man Lamb. It's complete. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Out of the gun, they give to Robinson. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 111 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3-and-out.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. They'll run again here with Robinson. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. To throw on 2nd down. Bush. Throw left side complete. That's Burnett. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Robinson up the middle.
And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Robinson.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. They'll try and run. This is Robinson. And he's in for the score. And his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
So the first drive ended in 3. This time they take it down and punch it in the end zone.
So that first drive felt like they were just gathering knowledge, didn't it? Just enough to kick the field goal on the first one. And the second time they put it all together and got it all the way to the end zone.
Point after try forthcoming. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive.
And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Bears offense out there set and ready to go. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right? Safety valve, throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Again, Fields.
Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Fields to throw on 3rd and 1.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Derek Stingley picks it, and the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
From a star in college to a star in the NFL, CeeDee Lamb at wide receiver as he brings out this offense.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been really good, converting 7 of their 10 tries. This will be 3rd and 5.
Checks this one down to Robinson.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
They'll run this one right with Robinson.
And he'll snag about 5 yards down in the 32. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Second down and a run by Robinson.
He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
From the gun on 3rd down, Bush. Throwing middle, and it's complete.
And he's going to have a Commanders first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
On the give, here's Robinson.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Bush. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's brought down. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
Well, partner, nothing but praise from me for this offense. They have been tremendous all night long. They knew what they had to do to unlock the defense. And let's face it, this has been a master class in offensive football that we've been here to witness.
They'll run with Robinson.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. They give it off here to the tight end. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Commanders add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed watching their execution throughout this contest.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Throwing again on 2nd down.
Fields. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Now Fields.
And this is going to be incomplete. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Oh, able to avoid him. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I
we
enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number one for what we've seen this season.
And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. Call it a gain of 5, fourth down now.
Washington going to send out their punter
as he's on here to punt it away. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that, right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
Now a first down throw. Fields.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Jamin Davis. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense. And certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping to hold a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
The extra point splits the uprights, and this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to get this out to the 25. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. Pick six last drive. Here's Fields again.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13.
Here's Fields.
Over the middle, it's complete.
From the gun on 3rd down, Fields.
And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. Fielded just inside the 30. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Commanders' offense set to take over.
And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. On 3rd and 2, Bush. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
On is the punter, Townsend, as he gets this one away.
Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback.
The Bears now ready to take over again. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future.
And now here's another interception.
And the Commanders are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Robinson with another carry.
And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory.
Holding offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Handoff now to Robinson.
And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Left side to Lamb.
And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the first down. That'll give him 8 that time, and that's going to make it 4th down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back.
They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Fields throw into the hands of Pittman here.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
On first down, it's Fields.
He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
On first down, Fields. Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Fields throwing again.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Cameron Curl. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things, but these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with it.
And now here's another interception.
Derek Stingley picks it, and the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. And they will take a knee here.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for Washington,
they move ever closer to the perfect regular season as they run things to 14-0. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for the Bears, the loss might knock them out of playoff contention as